Everybody, happy weekend. It is Sunday, and I know it's unusual for me to crank out a video on the Sunday, but Mr. Shakespeare said we must do it. So it's Sunday, July 24th. If you want to find me, go to Patreon/remote viewing and beyond. You can email me at psychiclizcross@gmail.com. My booking page will be up and running, hopefully by the end of next week. So sorry about that, but it should be. What would you like to do today, Mr. Shakespeare?
Yeah, hi, Liz. Yeah, I know it's an unusual one for the weekend, but this guy has come up with some information. We have to find out, did it pan out the way he thinks? Okay, right. So this guy is called Arthur Hayes.
Okay.
He is part of a company called BitMEX. He has some notoriety because it was his company that started up with the 100 times leverage, which is an absolute insane way, and I don't recommend anybody do it for trading. But anyway, he has been around. He's a professional trader. He's been around a long time, and he's been in Bitcoin probably since the start. So, do you have a connection? Do you have a connection with him?
Yes. Can I just ask you, when you say 100 times leverage, is that the thing where people are betting if it's going to go up or down, and then they make money based upon those bets?
Yeah, yes. I mean, all of this is gambling, essentially betting. But the difference is that let's say that you have a dollar. Okay. Mm-hmm. These guys, some firms, some exchanges, some trading desks will essentially lend you $99. So you've now got the equivalent of $100. Okay. So you are basically borrowing from the house to bet. To gamble. To invest.
Right. I see. You know what?
Yeah. So the way to understand it is to understand it the other way. If you spend $100 on a Bitcoin, let's say Bitcoin costs $100 and you spend $100 on it, and let's say that Bitcoin then drops the next day to $50, okay, you've lost $50, haven't you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You put 100 in, it's now worth 50, you've lost, right? But if you only put $1 in and it was on 100 leverage, okay, you're now wiped out completely, because the multiplication works for you when the price rises, assuming you're leveraging going up, and it works just as hard against you when it goes down. And so a lot of traders get wrecked, what they call wrecked, when they trade on margin. Okay, if you only buy with what you can afford to lose, and I know everybody says that, and this is not trading advice, but I know everybody says that, but it's so true. A lot of people get tempted in by leverages and margin trades and things like that. This guy, as far as I'm aware, was the first guy on an exchange that offered 100 times a leverage at a cost. They charge you for this. So win, lose, or draw, even if you win, they still make money, and if you lose, they still make money. But of course, you can get absolutely wrecked. So I don't recommend it at all. In fact, I don't recommend most forms of margin trading. And if you're going to do it, do 1 or 2 or 3 times, not 100. But anyway, it's stuff that he's been saying recently that we need to ask him about.
Okay. What would you like to know?
Okay. Well, first we'll ask him how he's doing today.
He's okay. He has a very depressed type personality, by the way. He's a very low, those people that are just kind of, not very upbeat. He's very low. He's very productive, but he's quiet, and he keeps everything on the down low.
Right. Okay. He recently wrote something about the USD liquidity conditions. And And he said that the Fed is concerned about the price of money, aka the USD interest rate, and we are concerned about the quantity of money. So what I'd like you to do, Liz, don't ask him anything yet. Can you take him forward till the first week of January 2023?
Yeah, they'll all be having a party together. We keep taking them to January 7th. You know, just going into that leverage trading, I actually did a reading for somebody some time ago that lost $500,000 in leverage trading in 3 days. 500,000. And that was the initial investment. That wasn't money that they made on crypto. So I was like, wow, this is so dangerous. Okay, January 7th, 2023, 8 p.m. Okay, what would you like to know?
Right. Did the Federal Reserve reverse its July policy at any time during the rest of 2022 and reduce interest rates?
Did the Federal Reserve reverse its policy at any time in 2022 and reduce interest rates? No.
Did they at any time go back to any form of money printing during that time?
Did they at any time go back to any form of money printing at that time? No. Now, can I just give you this? When you were asking about the decline, you know, the reverse of the interest rates, you know, lowering them, I don't feel that we will see that until 2024 or 2025. Okay. I don't see it in 2023. It's not going to happen until the information I'm getting, until the economy starts to recover. And that's not going to be 24 to 25.
Right. Is the current Fed interest rate higher now than it was at July 2022?
Is the current federal interest rate higher in January 2023 than it was in July 2022? Yes, slightly higher.
Sorry, I missed that bit. What higher?
I'm sorry, slightly higher. Yes.
Slightly higher. Sorry. Okay, slightly higher. Okay. You see, the point is that one of the things that Arthur wrote about in his most recent blog post is that he said that, and I'm going to quote him, if the Fed starts increasing the size of the exchange stabilization fund, the quantity of USD sloshing around the world will increase and drive this metric higher. Crypto responds positively to an increase in the quantity of USD around. So ask him, as we're sitting here in January 2023, has the quantity of USD been increased?
Has the quantity of USD been increased in January 2023? No, it's decreased.
Okay. What's the price of Bitcoin? How is Bitcoin doing now?
Yeah. Let's not go into price points.
No.
I've stopped doing that on readings as well, because I think what happens is I start picking up in the signal line what people actually want it to be instead of what it is.
Well, ask him this: is the price of Bitcoin now higher or lower than it was on July 24th, 2022? Higher or lower?
Bitcoin in January 7th, 2023, higher or lower than what it was in July 2022? Lower.
Okay. What is his outlook on the current crypto market?
What is your outlook? I'm laughing because I can already feel like what he's going to tell me. What is your current outlook on the crypto market? It's doomed. I knew he was going to, I could feel that coming. It's doomed.
Okay. Does he think, is there anything that he can see on the horizon that might change his mind about this?
Ooh, is there anything that you can see on the horizon that may change your mind about this? No, he just said it's finished.
Right. Okay. Does he
And
still
now,
hold it?
does he run an exchange?
He's part of BitMEX. Yes. You can ask
Okay.
him. Is he still part of BitMEX?
Because I feel like the exchange is in trouble. Okay. Are you still part of BitMEX? Yes. And how's BitMEX doing? It's about to erupt.
Erupt to the upside or the downside?
Erupt to the upside or the downside? Downside.
Okay. So this is following a pattern, Liz. If you think about who we've been talking to recently, they're all, this is confluence, this is aggregation of views and everything. And none of these people, I'm not cross-platforming any of them on videos. I'm doing them on separate videos, but they're all coming to a point. If we're starting to build like pattern recognition here, aren't we, of what they think is going to happen, or rather what their future self thinks is going to happen. Okay. What does he think of the chairman of the Federal Reserve at the moment?
What do you think about the chairman of the Federal Reserve at the moment? He doesn't like him. Okay.
Not like him because he will not print money.
He will not like him because he's not printing money. That's part of it. Why does this guy want the Federal Reserve to print money so badly?
Because it's the sloshing around of the extra dollars that feeds the crypto market. Okay, cryptos are a speculative asset, a highly speculative asset, a bit like some of the tech stocks listed on NASDAQ, and they respond, they're sort of frontline responding to money printing by the Fed. If the Fed cuts raises interest rates, reduces liquidity, reduces the amount of dollars around, cryptos are going to have a real hard time. They are not going to go anywhere high. And now this seems to be confirmed by Arthur Hayes. This was confirmed by the people we spoke to in the other videos as well. They're all pretty much saying the same thing. Yeah, this is not good. Not good.
No, I don't get that it's good. Again, going into when I knew absolutely nothing about cryptos, when I first started out, I was just doing the stock market. Is the stock market up? Is the stock market down? What's it going to do? What's the board report going to do? People really weren't interested in that. It was constantly, I was constantly being asked, Liz, can you do crypto? And so I did an overall prediction before I knew anything about crypto that there would be a problem with all of the exchanges and that it would go up in smoke. Okay. And for 2023. And as you are organizing these probes, and you're doing a great job, I must say, and I think everybody will agree with me on that one. If you look in the YouTube comments, they certainly are saying the same thing, which is, we're looking at these exchanges, we're looking at these different opinions, and it does look as if it's going up in smoke, and I think it's going to create a level of distrust in the crypto world where people will not put another penny into it, especially if there's a chance that the exchanges are going to freeze up all their money and they end up having to go to peer-to-peer trading. Because peer-to-peer trading is difficult. It's not easy.
Yeah. Okay. Can you ask him what happened? He was expecting the quantity of dollars to be supplied outside the US to increase as the Fed buys Japanese and EU bonds. Did the Fed buy Japanese and EU bonds through the rest of 2022? Ask him.
Did the Japanese? So the question is, did the Japanese?
No, did the Fed buy the EU and Japanese bonds throughout the rest of 2022?
He doesn't know.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough.
Why is that important?
Well, because in one of his missives, he said that I think the Fed is going to try and destroy the ECB. I think that we've had that come out before. and I think they're going to not play ball this time. He was rather speculating in his latest blog post that that's what they would do. They would eventually capitulate, reduce interest rates, start going the other way, and then start printing money by buying EU and Japanese bonds. If they haven't done that, and the Fed rates are still high and crypto prices are on the floor, that means that the Fed has not reversed its policy, and it is carrying on through the rest of this year with money tightening policies, which is not good for cryptos. Cryptos basically benefits when the Fed prints the free money, if you like. And if the Fed is not doing that and is determined to reduce inflation, as their stated aim is, reducing, increasing interest rates, forcing borrowing up and everything to slow the train down, if you like, then cryptos will not catch a break. And we can see, we might get something, in August and September. That's quite possible, but after that, no chance by the looks of it.
Well, let's ask him. Do cryptos do very well in July 2022? He's saying, yeah, it does okay. What about August 2022? August 2022 is kind of up and down. Okay, so there's going to be some up points, but then it's going to go back down. September, I feel like September is slightly up, but relatively flat. But I think, hindsight's a fine thing. And that's what this future self thing is. It's giving you hindsight, right? Because we always all say, oh, if only I would have known, right? But I feel like coming down the pike, we will look back and say, July, August, and September were good months. So that indicates to me that what's coming is going to be severe.
Ask him how cryptos did in October.
How did cryptos do in October? Down, very down.
Okay, there you go. So there's the crash. Okay. November,
flat. December, down. So here's where we're going to look back, and we're going to see, that July, August, and September are relatively good months. One thing that I get consistent with the readings is I wish I would have taken profit in November last year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now we're looking back at November last year, and everybody's kicking themselves. I didn't take profit. And when I was viewing it out on the timeline, cryptos were set up to have a relatively good year. Although I did predict 2 years ago that there would be problems with Russia and that there would be a war. Okay. Now, that war wasn't declared until I think it was January or February, whenever it was now. I can't even remember. February 20th, right. So the second that war was declared, that was it. That changed the energy. That changed the timeline. That sent everything crashing down. And this is why we're in the state we're in at the moment. Plus, inflation, plus trying to recover from COVID. It's a compound of, but singling those problems out before the war was declared, that timeline looked really good. Now, right now, the timeline is not looking good at all.
No, it's not. What advice would he give anybody back in July? Standing here now in January, what would he say? What advice would he give himself back in the day, or anybody else?
What would you give to everybody in the crypto market back in July if you could go back and do that? Sell. Yeah. And again, this isn't financial advice. We're just, Mr. Shakespeare's lined it up so skillfully where we're just giving you an overview. It's up to you to make your decisions. It's up to you what you do with your money. It's up to you how you invest and what you know, when you buy, when you sell. All. Yeah.
Okay. That's all I have for him. If you have time for one more, we've got one more we can do. If not,
yes. Absolutely. I'll stop this one here. Thank you, Mr. Shakespeare. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the new YouTube channel. Okay. Don't forget, or you may miss out on these important videos.